Hi there, welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name's Save with Crypto. Today's down a little bit. Apparently, after the Jackson Hole Summit, every year, apparently the market does take a bit of a dump, so it's probably fairly normal. I've tried sort of longing a few altcoins. At the moment, I've got this Link one here. It's currently pretty much at break even, really, so just $19 down. I've also got a CME one here that's 3% down, so $54 down. And I've got a Bitcoin short here that's 10% in profit, so that's like $325, so that's pretty good. This one is more of a kind of hedge thing, just in case the price does tank really badly. But generally, I am looking for bottoms now. And if we go over to TradingView, you can see what I mean. So, for example, this is Bitcoin here. And you can see here that the momentum oscillator is right down the bottom here. We've got a bit of a green background there. Here on the 3-minute, the convergence band is below the 20% there. And on the 12-minute, the convergence band is right down there. If we look at that, say on like the 1 hour time frame, the 1 hour time frame is getting there, isn't it? What I'd really like to see is something like a green background like that on the 1 hour time frame. And what would be really nice is if we saw something like we saw on Friday, which was this green background here on the 4 hour time frame. That would be lovely if we saw that, but I don't think we're going to. I think we'll probably see something on the 1 hour soonish, actually. Now, if you're wondering what these orange lines are on this chart over here, let me just go back to the normal view. And let's just turn off Quadzilla for the moment. So all I'd done here was I'd gone over to the daily time frame. And I'd been marking in these points of interest here, where the price has like turned around or hung about for a while, topped out, or just generally seen like support and resistance. So this line here is looking fairly tasty to me, this 114157. So if the price comes down there, I might consider closing my short, unless of course it drops straight through and comes back down to here at like 1112,400. But if we put on Quadzilla, even on the daily time frame, we have actually got this green background here on the daily time frame, which is really, really rare. It did happen back here in February, when the price went down to 78k. So maybe that's the kind of thing we're looking at now, and we're destined to go a lot higher. So for the moment, what I would like to see is something like, sweep that and then go up to here. Of course, what could happen is we go down to here, fall straight through there, and then go down to here, possibly bouncing there. And that would obviously retrace all the action from Friday. So I think both of those are likely. So you need to be prepared for this level here, 112400, as well as 114176. That's what I'm looking at anyway. Now, part of the reason for this, of course, is the CME close from Friday. So let's take a look at that. Now, of course, you can go straight over to the CMEgroup.com and look for Bitcoin there. And you can see that it closed at 117235. If we look at that on the chart, you can see what had happened here was we had the Jackson Hole pump, some consolidation up there, and then the CME closed. And now we're down here. So when this reopens tonight, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? There's going to be a gap, and the gap is going to be something like that. It's going to be huge. Now, CME gaps have been filling rather well this year. So if we get a push up to there, that's going to be fantastic, isn't it? Not so good for my short, but that will just close at break even probably. But of course, by then, I'll be really happy if we've already come down to one of these levels here. Preferably this one here, so then I could close my short at a big profit, go long and go back up again. That would be marvellous. So the time now is getting on for midday on Sunday, August the 24th. And I think what I'm looking for here is, like I say, this, pull back to these lower levels here. What I'm doing at the moment, I'm looking at it fairly closely on the 5-minute time frame, because I'm looking at these EMAs here, this green 55 EMA and the yellow 21 EMA. These EMAs come from the Quadzilla indicator here. If you want to get that, just go to savewith.crypto.org/QZ. It's not a free indicator on TradingView, but it is an indicator that you can get for free. It's an invite only script. There's just a couple of steps that you need to do to make sure you get it for free. If you want to know about that, as I say, go to savewithcrypto.org/QZ. But anyway, what I'm looking for is these green and yellow lines to cross back the other way, just like what they did here. And Quadzilla is really cool because what it does, it shows you this kind of green shaded area if it thinks that the lines are going to cross. Now, we have had a few teases like this. We got one earlier on today when it started to shade that area green there, but unfortunately it didn't quite happen. I do think it is on the verge of doing so though, so we'll see. And to be honest, if they do cross bullish, then this level might not get reached at all, nor the one below it, and we might just go up to the 117,484 kind of level, which if it happens tonight will close the CME gap. So there's all that to look forward to. Now, when you've got your copy of a Quadzilla, it's probably worth also looking at it on the 1 hour time frame, which is probably my overall favourite time frame, because at the moment we have actually got this purple shading here with the 21 and 55 EMA on the 1 hour time frame, which sort of implies that if they cross, the price is going to dump, and if it dumps, it will probably dump down to this one. So is it time to short? Well, you might be a little bit late at the moment, unless you're willing to sort of put in like a really tight stop loss just in case it does go the other way. Because sometimes what happens, you know, when these things like don't cross, the movement the other way is normally quite strong. So do be aware of that. But otherwise, I suppose you could try and long from this level here or that level there. This one down here is certainly one I'm interested in. And as I say, that's when I'll get out my short. Anyway, I'm trading this on Bitunix. Bitunix is a pretty cool exchange that I've been using since New Year's Day this year. And I've really enjoyed the experience, to be honest. There is at the moment massive sign-up bonuses as well. So you get a 20% sign-up bonus, and I think that's up to $2,000. So if you put in $2,000, you'll get a $400 bonus. So it's a bit of a win-win situation, but only if you use my link, savewithcrypto.org/bitunix. So if you like the sound of that, please do give the video a great big fat like. While you're down there, please do make sure you are subscribed and you got the notification bell set to all. Any questions, leave them in the comments down below, or just say hi. And above all, tell your friends, and have a great Sunday.
Save with Crypto has to be one of the best YouTube channels that the United States has ever seen. Kamala Harris is not a subscriber, but I am. I have notifications set to all as well. I'd strongly suggest you subscribe to Save with Crypto today. Above all, you should tell your friends.
Save with Crypto is not a financial advisor. He just makes ice cream on the internet. If you cannot find someone to do your own research, you must do it yourself, just like I did not.